Yep. No, I'm excited about the O-line. You know, we only lose Derek on the whole, the whole team on the offensive line. We only lose Derek. The other 15 guys are all underclassmen. So we've made a lot of progress there. We'll be challenged a lot this week, and we'll see how they respond. But we're brighter there. We're stronger. We're bigger, and hopefully we'll be more physical. Did I say Derek? I meant Devin. I apologize.
Oh, okay.
We only lose Devin off the complete O-line depth.
With Sean Boyle, is that injury going to threaten his season, do you think?
I don't think it's going to threaten his season, but it's holding him off right now, Bill. I mean, he could play both guard or center for us, and hopefully he'll get back. Then he can give us a little depth there. I would prefer to hold Pringle and Whittingham and redshirt them along with Regas and Bowler. Did we release all the?
I have a list.
Okay. And she'll give you guys the list of the guys that we're trying to redshirt, and I emphasize trying to redshirt because it's hard with the injuries, but hopefully Sean will be back soon.
Coach, hindsight's 2020. The 4th and 1 with the equal weight throw to Campbell. Later in the game, you come back on a quarterback sneak, and do you think sometimes it's better to keep it simple and just go for the sneak? Or
again, it's more a function of them. It's again, I don't want to say too much, but more it's a function again going against them. It's a function of when are you going to get your chances?
But I mean, like they didn't play. They had 2 guys actually on Michael. I mean, the pass was overthrown, but even a perfect pass was tough to complete there. Right?
Again, he didn't run the right route and all that. I'll get into that later on. But the most important thing is if you get a shot, and even the one that we dropped with James, it's 3rd and 18, but we got in the right coverage, so we called it. It was a play-action pass. So if you're really a student of the game, you say, what the heck are you doing? But the bottom line is it's the play that we needed versus that coverage, and we just got to make that play. And the 4th down, the situation was if you get a shot against them to try to get on top, because they're so really they play so far off in the secondary. Because everything is time and distance for them. Everything is time and distance. They can sit there in 2 deep and 3 deep, and the clock runs because of how good their D-line is. So they keep everything in front of them. They see the quarterback very rarely in 14 games last year and 2 this year. Nobody runs by him. Well, do they not run by him because they're backpedaling, or do they not run by him because the pressure gets there? It's the latter. I mean, the pressure gets there, even if it's 4-man pressure. The pressure gets there, so those guys aren't challenged deep. So if you get them in a coverage where you can take a shot, you got to take them. Otherwise, you're not going to get any. You're not going to get any. They're going to make you go 14 plays, and we showed we couldn't do that. And the Big Ten bowl team showed they couldn't do that. So they're very good in the red zone.
Kevin mentioned the last 3 years against this team, including last year with a Hail Mary. Do you use that as any kind of motivation this week, or just
No.
stuff it?
No, I don't. I mean, for us, it's it happened. You got to move on. We tried to leave that alone last year. So, it's just, to me, it's just this is where we're at. It's the game that we're getting ready for, and our guys have to prepare every day. And then I think the biggest thing with our team right now is we got to go play. We got to go play. We understand the process now. Now it's time to go play and perform.
What is the mood of the team right now?
Good. The mood's good. The mood's good. I think we learned a lot last week, and I think we got better in the off week.
Oh, you all have certainly had some more devastating losses than Saturdays, but when you walked into the locker room after the game, what did you sense the mood of the team was at that time, or how they were negotiating that loss within themselves?
I think there was, for the first time, I thought there was some, Coach was right. I thought there was some of that. If you were in there at halftime, there was some of that. So I wasn't surprised that we put a drive together early. I wish we would have scored a touchdown instead of 3 in the 3rd quarter, because then we kick off, we get a big hit. Now we got them on the 14. The next play, we put pressure because we're trying to go sack fumble. Okay, so now if it's sack fumble there, it's 21-14. Now you got a chance to play. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. So, I mean, that's our mindset as coaches, and we're trying to ingrain that in the players, but some of them didn't believe until it was over. And that's the trap that you can get into. And that's why, if you look at Akron, it's 31-0 or whatever at the half, and then they start playing well. you know, it's over. You know, they start playing well, relax. Now they go out and play. Well, we were trying to get our guys to do that from the get-go. As Harry alluded to earlier, you know, we just, some of those plays, I mean, we have a play right before the half, we have a screen that's dialed up, and we don't hit a screen. It's an easy screen. I mean, we're throwing the ball 70 yards down the field sometimes we're completing it. And here's a 5-yard screen, and the tailback's not doing what he's supposed to do. We also had a flare in the red zone that Key dropped. That was also, I mean, if you look at it in the film, we're dialed in. We're gonna get a big gain. I'm talking 20 yards or more. So those two, but you know, so I think they felt like they left some plays on the field. And last year we didn't feel that way. You know, we got our butts kicked last year, and I wish we had kept it, you know, a little bit better score-wise. But you know, that would just be superficial anyway. I mean, I know what we did, whether it was 24-14 or 31-6. I know what our kids did during the game, and hopefully they learn from it.
This is the MAC opener coming up, and stakes are a little higher now, I guess. Do you think last Saturday's effort will win this weekend?
Do I think last Saturday's effort will win this weekend? No, because we didn't take the ball away, and we had a critical fumble in our end of the field, and we didn't convert our shots. You know, you got to convert your shots when you get them. You got to convert them. You know, you work all week on a certain play, you get it dialed up, and you got a chance right there to go, you know, 7-7 or 10-7. You got to do it. You know, now the McManus kid had some poise. You know, he kicked the ball really well, and except for the opening kickoff, I think he was nervous, but after that he was fine. We got an onside kick. You know, you got to convert your shots. That's one shot we did convert in the game.
Have you addressed the fact that this is a new season starting?
It is a new season.
And addressed it with the team?
Yeah, I think they know that. They understand that. I mean, it's a new season. It's you know, it's a chance to play the MAC champions and a team that's that plays well and that will get after you. So it's a good opportunity for us.
Seemed when you lost that game last year, you were kind of chasing them in the standings the whole rest of the way, and then obviously they had the tiebreaker. Is that maybe something that you think the team really learned in terms of how critical these early games can be?
I do. I think, you know, that was their 10th year in the conference. And I'm not saying it takes 10 years to learn, but it does take some time to understand that it's like the NCAA tournament. And this is an 8-game tournament. It's not single elimination, because our representative from the East, I think, has been 5-3 the last 3 years. It's not single elimination. So, but it is important. Every game is important. And your point is well taken. That we never could close that gap after that. So, you know, it's an important game. Now, both teams know it's an important game. I mean, that's the way it is. You know, so it's a great opportunity for us, and you know, it's a chance to get a good start in the MAC.
Coach, I guess you have noticed the 79 team, and I mean, how close you all actually came last year. You flipped that Buffalo game around to being the first bowl team here since this 79 team. Just your thoughts on what they accomplished.
The 79 team?
Yeah.
It's great. I mean, obviously they had a lot of good players, and they played well, and they're well coached. I think more than anything, they hung together. They were tough, and they learned how to win. You know, you learned how to win, and then they got hot and kept winning. So lost a couple of tough ones themselves, but you know, it's time our guys, you know, grow up a little bit. It's time our guys start playing well in the game and having fun, you know, enjoying it. You know, stop worrying about everything else. And that's the biggest thing when you take over one of these reclamation projects. It's not just what they do on the field. It's everything leading up to it. I mean, it's everything that you guys print. It's everything that you write. It's everything their parents say. It's everything that they hear, see on the street. Everything. I'm not just fighting. I wish I was just fighting what's in this building. You know, the football's hard enough, but it's everything else. So they just got to go out and play and have confidence in each other and go do it.
Do you expect them to mingle with the 79 team? Will there be any interactions?
I think a little bit, maybe Friday night. You're going to be there. Hopefully the captains and Coach Harden will just come down and visit with the team a little bit. But certainly 30 years later, it's worth celebrating. You know, the best team, you know, if not one of the best teams that's ever put on cherry and white. So in that regard, it's worth honoring and recognizing that. But if you're asking me to talk about bowl games, I'm not. We're 0-2.